Right, I'm back with another Assassin's Creed Odyssey build. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the Spartan build that I've created. This build is a really high damage warrior build, and it takes advantage of very powerful critical hits. I've been working on this build for a couple of days, so I hope you guys enjoy. And this build is quite a fun one, and it does make you feel like a bit of a badass when you send enemies flying all the time. Also, this build does do extra damage against Athenian soldiers, so it's really good if you're doing conquest battles as like the invading Spartans. And also the critical hits do quite a lot of damage as well. Anyway, without any further stalling, we'll get right into the build. I'm going to have the build split up into sections again, and then I'll have the timestamps down in the description if you want to skip to a specific section. For the first part with the skills, I'm just going to show you a screenshot of all the skills if you don't want to watch them through. But if you want to watch them through and see what other skills do, then feel free to keep watching. If you don't, just skip to this time on the screen. Anyway, so these are the skills here that we're going to be using. Obviously, because we're a warrior build, we're just going to be mainly going for warrior skills. We've got a couple in the assassin and the hunter trees, but it's mainly just a warrior build. So we've got the archery master ability for your extra hunter damage. We're not really that much of a hunter based build, so it doesn't really matter that much. Then we've got the weapons master just to increase your warrior damage a little bit. After that, we've got the gear master to increase your armor by up to 90%. Next, we've got second wind, so you can refill your health if you ever get low. And then after that, we've got Shadow Assassin, just to make your assassinations do a bit more damage and increase your crit damage. Then we've got the Critical Assassinate, just in case you ever want to one-shot someone with an Assassinate. And then after that, we've got Death Veil, just because it's a really useful skill for the Assassin tree. Right, now we've got the Charged Heavy Attack, which we're going to be using to break shields and send enemies flying. And because of some of the perks I'll show you, we're going to be doing quite a lot of damage if we get a critical hit. After that, we've got the Sparta Kick, again, which we're going to just be using to break people's guard and sending them flying, and it's pretty cool to use. Next, we've got the Ring of Chaos, which is really overpowered, especially when you max it out, because you can send a ton of enemies flying with it and do mad damage, as you can see in this clip. After that, we've got the overpowered attacks, which we're going to be making use of quite often, as it does a lot of damage and doesn't cost too many adrenaline. Because of a perk that I'm going to show you, overpowered attacks only cost 2 adrenaline, which is why we can use multiple of them in a quick succession, so it's really easy to finish off enemies. Then we have the Battle Cry of Ares, which we're just going to use to increase the damage that we do over a short period of time. The increased damage with the Battle Cry of Ares is also quite useful for taking down bosses or strong enemies. And finally, we've got the multi-shot ability, which is the only hunter ability we're going to use. And we're only really using it for the conquest battles, which we're going to be using in turn with the ability that all arrows pierce shield, meaning that enemies can't block your arrows. So the multi-shot ability is really overpowered. Right, onto the mastery skills. I'm going to be going with the warrior damage, 16 points in that. The damage dealt restored as health, which again put 16 points in just because of my level. But you could also use the damage with warrior abilities if you wanted to. Or you could use the damage with the Ring of Chaos or a charged heavy attack. Any of those would work. It just depends on your preference. Right, moving on to the weapons and armor now. So first, we're going to be using the Minotaur's Labrys. And we're going to be putting the plus 25% crit chance when using a charged heavy attack on it. Right, next we've got the Sword of Damocles. This is the one that you get for completing the main story. We're going to be putting a minus 25% cooldown duration for all abilities on this. Right, next we've got the Hades Bow, which we're going to be putting plus 20% health and armor on. Now, you could change this if you wanted, if you found a better bow with warrior damage and a better legendary ability, but this is the best one that I could find. Then we're going for the full Spartan War Hero set. So starting with the helmet, we're going to be putting the bonus 25% crit damage on it because we are a crit heavy kind of build. Then for the gauntlets, we're putting the plus 42% total armor on there just to increase our survivability. Then on the belt, we're going to be putting the plus 5% crit chance because as I've already said, we're quite a crit heavy build and the extra chance does help. Right, after that, we got the plus 15% to all resistances on the torso, which you get from the Greek Heroes set, and I'll link in the description where to get that. And then finally, on the boots, we've got the all arrows pierce shield, which you get from the Athenian armor set, which we're only really using to help us out in conquest battle for the multi-shot ability to hit every time you fire it. And also all the engravings will be linked in the description as well. So yeah, that's my build. Quite a simple one this time. And there's plenty of room for you guys to change anything you like. The bow mainly is the one thing that I'd change, but I like the Hades bow, so I decided to use that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. A like and a comment would be greatly appreciated, and let me know what you'd want to see next. Anyway, onto the gameplay now, and thanks for watching, guys. Ah!